on that topic. We will, of course, bring you everything Russia-Ukraine leading up to that huge meeting on August the 15th. However, we move back over to the Middle East, where Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayad Safadi welcomed Syrian Foreign Minister Asad al-Shabani and US envoy Thomas Barak in Amman. They met to discuss rebuilding a war-torn Syria. These talks come after Damascus, led by President Bashar al-Assad, signed 12 deals worth $14 billion. These include a $4 billion airport project with Qatar's UCC Holding and a $2 billion subway project with the UAE's National Investment Corporation. The Murayet al-Nuthun in northwest Syria, civil defense teams began rebuilding this earlier. They are recycling rubble from destroyed buildings. Syria's 14-year civil war ended in December with Assad's ouster. The conflict left much of the country's infrastructure in ruins. We're now joined by Jordan Cope, who is a Middle East expert, and he joins us live from Dallas, USA. Thank you very much, Jordan, for joining us here on the program. As always, pleasure to have you. What is the significance of Jordan hosting both Syria's foreign minister and US envoy at the same time, given Washington's history with Damascus and obviously the lifting of these sanctions?
Jordan's been a long time and traditional ally of the United States, a relationship that has largely dated back to the Cold War years. And so right now, Jordan is trying to emphasize and project its power in a region. It has been airdropping aid packages into Gaza, and it's trying to reassert its position in the Middle East, especially at a time when many have raised concerns about the prospects of the monarchy's long-term stability. And so that's really how Jordan's trying to leverage its position right now. And of course, it has an interest in strengthening a country to its northwest that has faced serious refugee issues in the last decade. So Jordan, in essence, might want to counter the Iran access, which once went through Syria to Lebanon, by ensuring the strength of a regime that supports a Sunni Islamist agenda, which might conflict a bit with Jordan's trajectory, but at least isn't so existential at the same time.
Yes, Jordan, just quickly, just before we run out of time, what does this $14 billion investment reveal about Gulf countries' strategic investments in post-war Syria?
Gulf countries have long been invested in the outcome of Syria, and one must not forget the Cold Wars during the Arab Spring, in which Qatar backed Hayat Tahrir al-Sham alongside Turkey, even though Turkey's not a Gulf nation. It should be noted that Hayat Tahrir al-Sham is now effectively the ruling party in power in Syria, despite once being a US-designated terrorist group. I'm quite concerned right now that many countries are investing in a regime that has proven itself to be destructive and to be supportive of ISIS-style policies. We recently saw attacks that reportedly killed upwards of 1,700 Druze in Suwaida, Syria, 700 were reportedly still kidnapped. And a few months earlier, we also saw that same regime and their supporters killing approximately 1,300 to 1,400 Alawites in the country. The most recent attacks on Suwaida have apparently caused $2 billion in damage, according to local community members, and Suwaida continues to remain under siege. Now, the United States, the Suwaida attacks happened after the US lifted sanctions on Syria and undesignated Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. So I think the world really needs to be cautious at the same time where that money is going.
Jordan Cope, pleasure to talk to you here on the program. We now move over